What's up, guys? Welcome in. Episode 17. It's just Krause and Captain Jack holding it down today. Trav had a personal thing come up, so we are going to keep trudging forward and brighten everybody's day.
That's right.
So, first of all, let's talk about your shiner. You got to quit fighting the scalpers, Krause.
Yeah, so I was posted up at a local big box store, and I was trying to hand everything out to all the kids because school's about out, and some dude just straight grabbed me on my shoulder and punched me.
It's more like that's what you get.
Yeah.
Don't get in front of the scalpers and their candy.
Exactly. Yeah, so I got a pretty a nice person yesterday told me, "You look like a pharaoh." I was like, "Okay, I'll take that."
I could see it.
Yeah.
I'll throw a little pharaoh up on the screen.
My mom, she said, there are people that pay thousands of dollars to have eye makeup that looks like that. That's my mom's way of telling me that she still loves me.
I've worked with Krause now for what, probably 8 months.
No, we're a year and a half.
Are we a year and a half? You've been with us? Damn.
Yeah.
I think you've come into the shop with a black eye about maybe 3 times.
Yeah, 3 or 4. I play basketball, and so sometimes when you get my age, your quick twitch reactions are it's that and your resiliency. So I've split my eye here. It's actually on the podcast. You can actually see it like episode 4 or 5. I got a split here. I've split it here. I thought I was going to split this one. Person tried to cross over in front of me, and I stopped it. And then when they grabbed the ball and came up, I was right there. And I popped forehead to eyebrow. And it wasn't that bad on Friday when it happened. But Saturday I woke up, and it was all purple. But
Krause always comes in with some story from basketball. I'm like, dude, if I had a shiner like that, I'd have like such a better, like more badass story about how I got it.
Yeah.
Wait till I get my shiner. You're gonna hear a story.
Exactly.
All right. Today we are going to revisit the digital packs for you guys who missed it almost a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I went on to a digital pack site and I did some research, and we're going to walk through how that concluded. And then we're going to talk about pitch black reveals, go over some of the new cards that got revealed yesterday and a few days prior. We don't have any like big illustration rares or anything revealed yet, but we do have some translations to see what the meta kind of looks like, how it's going to shape up.
From the Champions event over in Japan, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And then we will wrap it up with Tinker Time, so it'll be a little bit of a shorter episode since it's just me and Krause holding it down, and we're going to have a great time. So let's get into it.
Awesome.
All right, so for starters, digital pack revisit. Recap of the story real quick. A month and a half ago or so, I went onto a digital pack ripping site to see how that all functions. I jumped in for $100. I spun the wheel and I pulled a $300 card, and they told me that they didn't have it, and I could either get a refund or wait until they get it. And so I just.
What was the refund?
The refund was what was worth. The card was worth according to them.
Yeah, their value of the card. Yeah,
exactly. So I took the $300 from them, and then I spun the wheel 3 more times. We hit $100, $100, and a $250 card.
Yep.
I went and checked the values on those, cross-checked them with eBay and TCG Player. It was a $70 card, $80 card, and a $150 card, not $250.
Yep.
Funnily enough, as the month and a half went on, the $150 card got up in value. So it actually got closer to that $200 dollar range. Anyways, so about their shipping time is 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
About 35 days in, I got a message from them saying, hey, we've got 2 of the 3 cards that you won. We can ship the 2 to you and give you a partial refund on the 3rd, or you can just wait it out for the 3rd while we continue to source it. So that was a big thing that we were wondering is, do they just source the cards? Do they already have the cards? So it turns out they do source the cards, which is what we kind of figured.
Yep.
So I responded back to them asking, well, how long do you think it may take for the 3rd card to come back? And they responded back to that with, thank you for choosing option 1. We'll send you the cards once we have them. So clearly like a bot automated response, but they did at least reach out to me, which is nice, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Let's pause for a second and talk about some of the stuff that's been happening that didn't happen to you. Okay, so first of all, on the values, sometimes when you put together inventory like this, maybe you have 50 cards or 1,000 cards or 1,200 cards or whatever the number of cards is in your database, and you don't update the pricing. Because as we've talked about multiple times on this podcast, updating the pricing may, without an API in a TCG player or being able to pull down price charting data, I mean, it's hard for you to go price cards. We just internally, it takes an hour to do it's like 40 cards to 50 cards a half hour if you're manually doing it for like slabs. And so in that, it's pretty labor intensive if they put together the list of the cards and then they went to market with the product and then the market moved. It's like, and you said like one of the first things you did was go cross-check their values. And so I want to have grace a little bit there for the intern or the the $12 an hour employee that put the price on there for the sake that you guys know this market moves really quickly.
Yes.
And up sometimes and down. And so that makes sense to me. The part that I am simultaneously jealous at and frustrated with is the fact that they didn't have the cards on hand.
Yeah, so that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. So they told me that the third card was missing, right? And as this month has gone on, I went back and looked at the pool that I spun to see like if they updated the card list, if it changed, because I was curious about how that, and it did. And the price of the pool changed. It fluctuated up and down depending on the cards that were in there. The third card they said they didn't have was still in the pool the entire month and a half that I've been waiting. Like if you know people had hit that card and you can't send them that card and you're having to reach out to customers 30 days after they order their shipment, you probably shouldn't still have that card in your pool, right? And the pricing is to one update, but you can go back and remove cards pretty easily from your pool.
Sure. Especially if you've seen that they've done it with some cards, right? Because the value's changed, right? Once again, not trying to be too harsh on the people. I think when you reveal it, you can reveal it.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. We do have it. I got it. So they reached out to me about a week ago, and about a week later, they magically found the third card and shipped it to me. I say magically like I'm being an asshole, but I'm just,
which is fine. Yeah. Once again, in the void of a narrative, people create their own, and usually it's not kind. The other side, or another way to look at that too, is so we have a bunch of people that come in here on the weekend, and we have a lot of stock, but some of it's back in the warehouse. So as an example, I'm just going to pick something at random. One of the cards, one of the booster packs. So I have Chilling Rain over my right shoulder, and it's in an acrylic, and I think there's 4 or 5 packs up there. Well, if for some reason somebody, and that's listed online, it's listed on our TikTok shop, Dalton can stream it, right, and it's in person. If someone on Saturday night, Sunday morning at 2 a.m. decides to get on our website and buys a pack of Chilling Rain, and on Sunday my coworkers forget to fulfill that, then the coworkers could end up selling the 4 packs of Chilling Rain, right? And then Sunday afternoon or Monday or late Sunday morning, we're looking around and we're like, hey, how come our inventory system says we're -1 in Chilling Rain?
Which has happened.
It happens very often because of the velocity of, $8 SKUs, right? So in that, I have more Chilling Rain. That's not the last of it. It's just behind a locked door, and there's a process and all that sort of stuff. And so instead of, and this is trying to help shed a little bit of light onto them not having the product, instead of us canceling the order for the guy that bought online, and the best case scenario there is if they bought it on Sunday morning, we would package it up on Sunday. It's still not going out. There's mail not being picked up on Sunday. It go out on Monday. Instead, we package it up on Monday because we refill the acrylic display and we move about our life, right? Sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where it's like, I don't know, I got a prismatic 2-pack over there. That could happen with a prismatic 2-pack. And, well, you might not like this, but if you bought it online early Sunday morning and I sold 5 of them on a Sunday to people in person, I'm canceling the online order. I'm sorry, right? Like, I want to make my in-person customers more happy, and that's a bad. We didn't do a good job as an organization. We didn't do a good job managing our inventory, and with that, we run the risk of having a bad review because the customer wanted to get something and we couldn't provide it to them. Right? That's part of a risk. Okay, so that's That happens. That's a thing that happens inside of this organization. It doesn't happen every weekend. It doesn't happen every day. It happens maybe once a month or once every 2 months or something like that, right? But it happens. Okay, in that, I can understand if you're going to sell a mystery product and you miscounted, or you didn't realize that the hit was in there or it wasn't, right? Or one dropped, right? Like wherever you were storing it, it dropped back behind the counter or whatever, and you're like, oh gosh, I don't have this. I get that. That doesn't feel like the scenario that you found yourself in.
Right.
It felt like they put these cards together, they pulled the value, they went ahead and went live with the product, they sold the product, and then maybe they only had the $2 cards or the $12 cards instead of the $150 cards, right?
Right. And those are the ones I'm assuming they go source, right?
Yeah. And so if you think about that, you put yourself in a scenario where if you buy someone's collection and they have a bunch of Mewtwo's, but they don't have any expensive Mewtwo's, and you decide to put together a pull game or a mystery game on those Mewtwo's, and you say you put like, I'm just trying to think of one of the cool Mewtwo's, maybe Mewtwo EX from Breakthrough.
Sure.
Right? And that's the hit. That's the chase, right? You don't have it. You don't own it, but you got all these other Mewtwo's. And, you put together a 50 product mystery bag, and on pull 10 or 20 or 35 or 47, someone pulls that gold Mewtwo, you got to go get it.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm not going live with the product until I have all the cards, just for the sake of like being transparent with the person that every single pull has a chance to get that, and then you can get the product. And that's the thing in the fine tuning of the details. You had every opportunity to get the main hit. It was just going to be delayed when it got delivered to you because they had to go.
That was the first red
source
flag, right? Is when they say up front, they're like, it takes 30 to 45 days for us to send your stuff. Like, okay, clearly you're waiting because you have to source it, you have to wait for it to get to you, and then you have to ship it to me, and like that. So that all makes sense to me.
And I'm not saying online platforms are like for selling are the end all be all, like Whatnot and TikTok and Fanatics, etc. But almost all of them institute a 48-hour shipping label has to be scanned by UPS or USPS to keep you from doing things like that. And so if the main platforms have significant cost measures that cost them to be able to plug into the tracking to know that and then implement that with their customer base on their platform, that generally you should follow that rule.
Yeah.
You should follow that rule that you should have the product out within 48 hours of it being purchased, which is, it's 30 days to source a card.
30 to 45.
Yeah, not to so they don't say source it, I'm sure, on their material. They're saying, hey, we'll get this to you in 30 to 45 days.
Exactly.
Like a month and a half. Like imagine instead of what you did a Mewtwo game. Right? Instead of doing a Mewtwo game, imagine you had done a perfect order game. And you had gotten the big hit there at the time, which was like the gold Zygarde when it first came out.
Yeah.
45 days later, it's not the card that you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that just doesn't.
It's interesting because it works both ways because, like I was saying,
the other one,
went I went up.
I just don't like that. I feel like you're opening yourself up to too much admin. There's too much notes hanging around about who gets what, where, when, and how, and hey, I had to order this. Because anytime you go order a card online, you run into the risk that it's not the condition that is advertised, or they don't fulfill, or they don't send it to you, or, right? It sounds like a
that's why. Okay, so I brought in the package today because we're going to open it on the podcast, and we're going to look at the condition. That's one of the things we're going to check out. But it's interesting the verbiage they used when they said they didn't have the third card, and they wanted to either partial refund me or have me wait. They said it's because the one that they had didn't meet their condition standards.
Okay.
Which,
once again, there's two ways to approach that, right?
So,
you either believe them
hold on,
or
let me
you
finish
don't.
my thought.
Yeah.
Let me finish my thought. So when they say that, if you're sourcing cards, you have a double risk issue where not only do you have to find the card in a certain amount of time, but then you also have to make sure you find that card in the right condition. And when you get it 30 days later or 2 weeks later and you're ready to ship it to the customer, but it comes in and it's not the right condition, right? Yeah. So how often does that happen, I wonder?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to look at cards before they buy them. There's also a lot of people that just buy a bunch of cards on TCG Player to put in their binder. Mm-hmm. TCG Player does, the 5 different conditions: damaged, mod play, or heavy play, mod play, light play, and near mint. And as a 10,000 reviewed, 5-star reviewed seller on TCG Player, the amount of people that want to argue with me about near mint versus LP on cards that are less than $8 market value is significant.
Yeah.
Where the cost difference is 60 cents between near mint and light play.
Yeah.
Because we don't do a lot of vintage on TCG Player. So there's a lot of that. And as a reminder, like I have a play mat from TCG Player that shows like what near mint is. There's a couple different ways you can go about it. You can go by TCG Player, or you can go by PSA. A PSA 7 is near mint.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, people don't know that.
Yeah, people miss that, right? So a PSA 7 has on the label NM, which stands for near mint, right? And a PSA 10 is gem mint, right? And so people think that if it's not going to 9 or 10, that it's not near mint. And that's an argument that sometimes I'm willing to get into online, but most of the time I'm not. And so more often than not, when we list stuff, we'll list it as LP, because once again, the cost difference for some of these under $10 cards is like 60 to 80 cents. It's not that much. And the time spent. So I can imagine in an environment where you're buying a $100+ card that's 5 to 10 years old, that's raw, you're going to run into that quite a bit.
Yeah, and real quick, I also want to add to that, and this is probably a conversation for another time, but if you guys are buying singles from TCG Player expecting to get a near mint card that you're going to go grade and it's going to be a 10, like 90% of the sellers on TCG Player have already ran that card through their own grading process to determine whether or not they think it's worth grading. It's more than likely not going to come to you guys like perfectly centered, or there's probably going to be some imperfection with it.
And that being said, if you go to a show or you sit on Facebook Marketplace, or this is your side hustle and you go to garage sales all day long and you're just buying collection after collection and you're sifting through it and you really love sorting through bulk and finding stuff, when you have a whole bunch of bulk, or you have, because you've bought, I don't know, 65 Turtonators from Twilight Masquerade, whatever it is, right? Torkels from Twilight Masquerade.
Or
right?
Terapagos, like we did the other day.
Yeah, right. Any of those. And they're not going to grade anything higher than an 8 or a 9. Then what do you do with them? Well, you just go to TCG Player. You'd be the lowest listed, because the barrier to entry to TCG Player is not hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's name, login, email address, actual address, and then you have to be able to mail stuff. And as inefficient as the government is, mailing things is not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not. So just to reinforce Jack's point, having the expectation that you're going to buy a near mint card and be able to grade it, I would lower those expectations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We sidetracked. We went off on a little bit of a
bad.
tangent, which is fine. Once again, whatever this company is, and I guess if you want to know, ask us in the comments, but whatever this company is, I do want to give them some benefit of the doubt, even though, like, it was buyer beware up front. You knew that it would take 30 to 45 days. You still did it.
They were transparent.
Yeah.
They were pretty transparent.
They did tell you that it's, whether you believe it or not, that the card that they had, they probably had it. It was in an inventory somewhere. And then when the guy who was going to go fulfill it sent it, was like, yo, boss, this ain't.
Yo, somebody else pulled it.
Right. That happens here.
Yeah.
And that happens here in the sense of like, hey, we put a card, we list a card online, and when we go to send it out, someone looks at it and it's like, oh, this isn't near mint, or oh, this isn't light play, right? This one's mod. So then we have to communicate with the customer. So not trying to completely drag their name through the mud.
Yeah, no, and I kept it anonymous because, like I said, we're not like sponsored by Digital Packs or anything.
But once again, I don't like the idea that you don't have all the product on hand. As soon as you bought it and you said, cash me out, they should have sent you a tracking number within 48 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say this, it is a newer digital pack gripping company, so maybe they're still ironing out some kinks, and maybe some other places have it.
Okay, well, let's see them.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's see.
So we've got the package here. I'm just going to cut it open.
Cut the cards.
No. Not me. I used to be a streamer, bro. I'll tell you, you know what's super difficult for me to open is Japanese packs. And so I used to cut the packs open on stream all the time. So yeah, here's our cards. We've got Mewtwo from Breakthrough.
Hey, that's the one I was talking about.
Yep.
The EX?
Yep. The gold.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So it looks pretty good. Off rip from what I can see.
Let me take a look at it.
We've got Rainbow Mewtwo. So yeah, this one looks pretty good. But again, you can see it's pretty off-centered player. So these are, like I expected, these are cards that you're not probably going to send for grading, but they are great, like, binder cards,
Yeah, this is nice.
This is the one that they couldn't find that took longer. It's a Mewtwo Level X promo.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Those are going off A lot of level X's have increased in price in the last.
And I got to be honest, this looks really good. Very cool card. Not a card I thought I would find or ever have, which is why I was pretty excited to get. But yeah.
So were these
really
all
good.
supposed to be near mint?
Yeah, they're all supposed to be near mint.
So I don't have any issue with any of them.
Yeah, they all look pretty good.
The gold Mewtwo, it's got the dots in the corners, which preclude it from being graded. But just as we said, we set it up pretty well in the sense that, hey, these are not going to be submission candidates. Oh, this is clean.
Yeah, isn't it? That looks really good. So that's the one they said didn't meet their condition standards. That they said, but they said that they wanted to make sure they got the right conditioning on it.
That's a good looking card.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited that we were able to snipe that one. So this breakthrough gold was the one they had valued at 250. I think it's like 180 right now, somewhere in there.
Let's just take a little looky see.
I think they had this Rainbow GX Mewtwo valued at 90, and I think it's like an $80 card. And then they had the level X valued at 100. But I'm pretty sure this card is like $70 to $80 as well. But yeah, I don't know.
Where'd they have this one at?
250, the breakthrough.
I mean, it says that the market value for it is 166, but the cheapest you can buy it is 203, 200, and then 225, and then 290. So I get where if I walked into a store and someone had that price to 250 and I saw that information, I would just be like, oh, yeah,
happy medium kind of thing.
I don't like it, but I understand. I respect it. I understand where you're coming from. Okay, and the Mewtwo GX, would they have that one priced at?
They have that one at 80, I believe.
Same sort of thing. I mean, it's got a $74 market value, but the cheapest you can buy is 88, and then after that it's 95, and then 103. Yeah. So, okay, and then the last one is the Mewtwo Level X Diamond and Pearl 28. That's a cool card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool card. I like how they have and he'll put it up in post, but she got like the psychic stuff is like bleeding over into the border.
Fun fact, that is my first and only level X card in my entire collection.
What did they have that one at 100 too?
Yeah, that one was listed at 100.
Yeah, I mean the cheapest you can buy is $99.99, and then after that there's this wonderful. There's only 2 listed on TCG Player. Oh, this is a miscut at $100. It's $754.
What?
Yeah, so you can buy one that's a miscut. It has pictures of it for $100, and then the next near mint is $754. So you should sell it for $750. You should sell it for $753.
So and I do have to also say when I cross price checked this was a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
So the prices I saw when I cross checked it could be different than what they are today. But
which
I am not. I will say after all the whole experience is all said and done, I'm honestly not too upset or anything. Like it. Yeah, it sucked that I kind of got pushed back and there was a bit of a delay. But overall, the cards looked great. Yeah. They were transparent with me. I knew walking into it what I was getting into. Like I said when we talked about this the first time around, I mean, the thing that hooked me on this was you're not walking away empty-handed.
Yeah.
You put in $100, the worst you can do is 40.
Yeah.
Like a $40 card. Whereas like I buy a Ascended Heroes, 10 packs of Ascended Heroes for $100. I'm probably not getting $40 of value.
I know.
You know.
So wait, you're $100 in on that?
$100 in.
That was a good deal.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun experiment.
Kids, that's not how it goes.
That's not. I'm not encouraging and saying like everybody go do it, but like
go look at any like YouTube content creator that's doing Pokemon that's keeping track of their earnings versus what they've spent, and they're all negative. So
my final stance on it is
I like how you're one and done though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I put $100 in.
I wanted to see what it was about.
I'm up, like $400. I'm good.
But my final stance is it's fun. It's not a scam.
Yeah.
Know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Don't go in there expecting that everything's going to be rainbows and butterflies because there's a chance you may have to wait longer to get your cards. There's a chance that something could go awry and they tell you up front that they don't have it and you can either wait a year and a half for them to find it or they just refund you right away like they did to me the first spin.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good experience and I wouldn't say don't do it, but I wouldn't like say, hey, everybody run and do it, you know? It's just I'm in the middle on it.
Yeah.
I'm different.
Yeah, I like it because 5 years ago, if you wanted to have a dopamine thrill with Pokemon, right, you would just go buy some packs and open them. Yeah. Right?
Can't find packs now.
Now in an environment where so many streamers have come and gone, so many rip and ships exist, Pokemon's a really big thing. It's it's in the front and center of public opinion in the current environment. And everybody's ripping packs. It's nice that the market has found a alternative to And $100 is not the only price point that you can get. You can get into stuff for $5. I think I was watching PokeRev the other day where he went to a convention and he and his staff bought every single mystery pack that was available at the convention.
Oh, really?
And they opened them all. And they were anywhere between, I think he did one that was $10. And like the hit in there was like a Crown Zenith pack. And then it was a bunch of, Destined Rivals and Surging Sparks, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
It's not like getting Detective Pikachu or something like that.
Yeah, it's funny. I watched him. I think I was talking to you about this. He had saved a bunch of MJ Holdings mystery boxes over the years. So he had some going all the way back to like XY pack era. And now he's opening these MJ Holdings, and there's like one or two, Ancient Origins in there. Yeah. And like back then, it was like a scam to everybody, right? Yeah. And now one or two Ancient Origins from a MJ Holdings mystery box. How much are Ancient Origin packs going for?
Not cheap.
They're not.
And so if you paid $8 for a mystery pack, Ancient Origins,
and they all had like the little Pokeball keychain in there, like.
Yeah. XY Ancient Origins booster pack is $104.97.
Yeah, that's a come up, bro. That's crazy.
Yep. So once again, there's different price levels. I mean, we even have them in the store. I've got a singles, mystery product that is, you can land. Well, it's been pulled, but you could hit the Gardevoir SIR, Mega Gardevoir SIR, all the way down to a Nimble illustration rare. But it's illustration rares. And promos only. So, like, I have the Kanto starters set in there.
Yeah.
And it's, $13.5.
I really like that we did those. I think it's really cool that, like, Ascended Heroes packs are $15 a pop right now at market. And for $13, you guaranteed an illustration rare or higher. That's I mean.
And Prismatic is still a big deal. And Mega and Black Bolt White Flare. And so when you're going to spend, $12, $13 a pack for some Pokemon, and all you're going to get, especially in like the Prismatic, Prismatic is the only way we get Prismatic is through trades, right? So, and Prismatic did away with illustration rares, and they did, Pokeballs and Master Balls. And so when you pay $48 plus tax for 3 packs, and you get a Master Ball, and it's like, I don't know, Pheasantipity Master Ball, you're just like, ugh, right? Yeah. It's like a $3. It's not an illustration rare. Right?
Yeah.
And even Paldean Fates, you have illustration rares, but what is it? It's a Palafin and a Palmy?
Yeah.
Right? Like
there's there's 3 in the whole set. The 4th one's the ECB promo.
Yeah.
And you pull them like.
Yeah, and so we just wanted to be able to offer a product for someone who wants to get something and still have a chance. There's still a chance to get, a $60, $70 card in there.
It reminds me of like Terrastal Festival or Star Universe, where you get an EX in every pack, except in this you get an illustration rare in every pack.
It's the same idea.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so people do it all over the place, right? We're not the only people. There's plenty of people in town that do it. There's plenty of third party out there, and it shows that collecting Pokemon is cool. Yeah, Pokemon cards have value, but a lot of it comes down to the release of dopamine in the brain when you open a pack. Anyway, okay, let's move on. I do want to talk about one more thing that is adjacent to this as a corollary. Okay. So in the midst of the last month and a half of Jack keeping us updated about what was going on with his pack purchasing scenario, there was a platform that's not TikTok and not whatnot, where a consumer bought into a sports break. Now, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. There's a lot of things that I don't know about. And there's a reason we haven't stepped into sports as an organization. And for me, the main reason is it's overwhelming. And you're going to be like, wait, what? Sports isn't that hard. It's pretty simple. When you have Pokemon who releases a set every 8 weeks, right? You're going to have 6 sets, sometimes 7 in a year. It's hard to wrap your mind around all of that. Once you're in it for a little bit, it's relatively easy to understand, hey, you're looking for Rayquaza. Hey, there's only like these amount of sets that have Rayquaza or Gyarados or whatever. When you're talking, we'll just limit it to baseball or basketball. We're in the playoffs right now. In basketball, you got 12-ish players per team. You got 30 teams. You got 360 players. Well, you've got like 900 different cards of each star player. And then they serialize it. So like Wemby's got this card that is, green and then yellow and then red and then blue and then gold. And prismatic, and it's 1 of 1 or 1 of 5 or 1 of 20, whatever the number is. And it comes in this set, but it doesn't come in this set, but it's made by the same person. So there's a little bit of intensity there, but
a lot of layers.
They do breaks, and they'll break in this specific instance, it was baseball. They were opening a whole bunch of packs, and you would pay a certain price for a team, and anybody on that team that the streamer opened, you would get that for the price.
Oh, so that's how they do their, instead of energy cards.
That's how this guy chose to do it, which I thought was pretty cool.
Interesting.
And so in that, of course, you're going to have teams like the Dodgers,
Yeah.
who are worth way more than teams like the Royals, right?
Sure.
And so anyway, this guy got in, and the value was mid, but there's one great card, and it was serialized, and the guy got the card. And, he paid whatever, $200 to get in the break. The card was like a $3,000 card or $2,500 card. Once again, estimated, because it's 1 of 1, right? Like, how do you value that? Because it hasn't sold yet. So anyway,
Right.
He's excited. The streamer's excited. The streamer, sleeves it up. There's all that video. And then 2 days later, gets the email that says, hey, we can't find your card.
No.
And so then the consumer's like, well, that sucks. How are we going to handle this? And they said, we're going to refund what you paid to get in the break.
Dude, that's been happening.
Okay, so once again, I asked you this question earlier about when they offered you cash out instead of the card, what did they value it at, right? They didn't value it at what you paid in, they valued it at the card. So good for that company, because they've already figured that part out.
Yeah.
But the streamers being shady is a dime a dozen, right? You can find those stories all over the place. But this was a relatively non-shady brand, and a pretty big stream, and a pretty big card, and the guy basically got a $10 coupon plus what he paid to get in the break, and misses out on a couple $1,000s worth of it. So you said it, I'm just doubling down. Hey, there are lots of opportunities to get your hands on products, cards, things, slabs, sealed product. Know what you're walking into.
Yes.
Read the fine print, right? Pay attention. It may not seem like, $20 for an energy break, $30 for an energy break, or $13.50 for a mystery game, or $100 for a raffle or a pull or whatever. That may not seem like a lot of money. But in the world where all of a sudden I filled up my car and it was $4.14 a gallon and I had to pay $70 for gas,
Yeah.
In my head I just went to, okay, money's important, and what you spend it on should be important to you. And nobody can throw away money in the current environment, whether it's $13 or whether it's $200.
And we get it. Like, we're collectors. We know that $20 turns into $100 real quick when you're just doubling down because you keep losing.
Yeah.
So just know what you're walking into. Be smart about it. Be smart about your money. Again, you're all adults. We assume you're adults, so you can spend your money how you want to. We're not lecturing anybody, but we just want you to be smart.
Just be aware, and Google's your friend.
All right, let's talk Abyssai.
Okay.
Let's get into it, man. I am super excited.
Why are you excited?
What?
Why are you excited about Abyssai? What is there even about this set that gets you excited?
You have nightmares, Krause?
I know.
What do you know about nightmares?
I don't know nothing.
You're about to. We got my boy Darkrai, bro.
Yeah, one of Jack's favorite Pokemons is Darkrai.
When I played the game competitively, quote unquote, which I really wasn't that competitive about. I went to a few League Cups and challenges and stuff. I strictly played Dark type decks. I played Darkrai V-Star. I played Roaring Moon. I love Dark type. I love the mechanics of most Dark type decks. This one is no exception. So we've got Abyssai dropping next Friday. Or when you guys see this, it'll be next Friday, May 22nd.
Yep.
Same day as Chaos
in
Rising.
Japan, and then Chaos Rising's here.
Yep. And then we've got Pitch Black coming July 17th, which is our English version of Abyssai. So in that, that's a Krauseism. I've been saying a lot of Krauseisms lately. They revealed some of the cards and what they do. So we're just going to touch on what we've seen so far, some of the mechanics of these cards, and how we feel they may impact the meta. So let's start with my boy, Mega Darkrai. So very reminiscent to Roaring Moon. Darkrai has an instant knockout attack. We'll start with the first attack here. Night Raid, 110 plus damage. If any of your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, this attack does 110 more damage. So you're capping at 220. Hits most basic EXs. Gets rid of your Pheasant Skippities, Latias EX. Teal Mask.
Doesn't touch your stage 2.
Yeah, not going to hit stage 2s.
Or Megas. This is relatively easy to accomplish, right? Especially with Mega Darkrai being a basic because you're probably going to run risky ruins. So when you put a Pokemon on your bench, it's going to have 2 damage counters on it. It's going to have 20 damage already. So you can satisfy the second part of that attack. 2 dark, isn't too difficult to be able to pull off.
You've got Toxtricity
Yeah.
from Phantasmal Flames
Yep.
that puts 2 damage counters when you attach an energy.
Yep. So there's lots of way to generate damage on your bench Pokemon. Okay.
Yep.
So the big one is
Point.
the 3 dark attack.
That's a good point. Yes, the big one, 3 dark energy. The first one's 2 dark energy, by the way. Second attack, 3 dark energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by any special condition, it's just knocked out.
Yeah.
Now, this is an effect of an attack. It's not... So, like, Mist Energy can stop this.
Rocky Energy.
Rocky Energy, Veil Guard from Articuno.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's very reminiscent of Roaring Moon that also had an instant knockout attack.
Festival Grounds stops it.
Festival Grounds.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause-
yeah.
Yeah, because that's just not a worthless stadium.
That's
it keeps effects from attacks.
That's a
from
great
happening.
point. Yeah. But yeah, so Roaring Moonish
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean-
have yourself or doesn't hurt yourself
Yeah,
like Roaring Moon does.
my problem is it's more expensive. So Mega Absol. So this is a Mega, so it's 3 prize cards. Now you can pair it with a Mega Gengar and make it B2 if the Mega Gengar's out, right? With
Sure.
Grimsley or whatever, right? That's a whole another line that you got to run through. I'm not so hot on Mega Darkrai, mostly because Absol does this for 2. If you have 60,
you're a hater.
Because you have 60 damage. If you have 6 damage counters on your opponent's active, it just knocks them out. Once again, that's for 2, and then for 3. You actually hit for 200 and you discard a card, which I feel has a lot more impact than this. But, you know...
do have some support cards.
Yeah,
to
I
help
think
with
the
this.
main thing here is the support cards, because if you're just looking at this with what we have currently available, you're probably thinking along the lines of, I think there's a Volcarona that if you discard a fire energy, it burns your opponent's active. That's a thing. And there's also Volcanion EX.
Volcanion's the big one, I think, comes to most people.
Yeah, because Volcarona is a stage 1.
Yeah.
You've got to evolve it. But that does exist.
They've got this new item.
Yeah, hold on. There's one more. Everybody around here gives me a hard time, but I think it's a thing. Salazzle EX
Nobody gives you a hard time about
is a
this, by the
stage
way.
1, does 100 damage, and then it burns and poisons your opponent's Pokemon. So once again, a switch or a retreat negates that.
Yeah, so what you need is something that you can do
On your
intermittently
turn.
on your turn
Yep.
without ending your turn.
Yeah, so once again, to the point of the support,
Yeah.
there's a trainer item. What's a trainer item, Jack?
What's it called?
Dark Bell.
Dark Bell. Go ring that bell again for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the air horns?
It's a Dark Bell.
Dark Bell. For whom the bell tolls.
That's right. So
Let's
both
go.
active Pokemon, except Darkness Pokemon, are now confused. You may play as many item cards as you like during your turn. So you Dark Bell, you got your 3 energy, bada boom, knockout.
Wait, so if your active is dark, it doesn't affect you?
Both active Pokemon, except Darkness Pokemon, are now confused.
Interesting. I didn't read that part of it. I thought it just confused both and that was the end of it.
No. So your Mega Darkrai's fine.
Yeah, so my plan was I was going to Yveltal active,
Yeah.
confuse both,
confuse,
free retreat.
Yeah, Petulant.
So that could be an issue if you're in a mirror match.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Darkrai, the other side of the coin is Darkrai's a 280 HP Mega. It's
Yeah.
not like he's out there swinging.
Double
like
Monkey Dory, big dog.
Yeah.
Double Monkey Dory in the first attack, and here's your 280. Yeah, it's a thing, right?
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I like Jack, and I don't want him to be disappointed by my reality of the fact that this is no different than Decidueye
No, see, the
EX.
thing is that this is how most of the
Did you hear
conversations
that?
go.
I just related it to Decidueye EX. Yeah.
This is how most conversations go. Is I get really excited about cards and then Krause just craps on it.
Yeah,
And
fair.
That's just what we walk into.
Okay, there were some more cards that were released during Champions League. I crapped on this one too. I'm still there, but it's probably a Festival Lead S-type deck. Okay.
Yeah. So
So there's a couple here. It's basically a bunch of cards revolving around this ability called Ghost Veil. This Pokemon can't be affected by effects of attacks or abilities from your opponent's Pokemon. So
This reminds
effects
me-
of attacks means that it doesn't protect against Monkey Dory, right? Actually, it says effects of attacks
And
or
abilities.
abilities. So it protects against Monkey Dory. It's like Rabska, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same language as Rabska, but it's called Ghost Veil. So
but it's only this Pokemon.
Right.
Whereas Rapska's everything, right?
Yep. So Poltergeist has this, and then its stage 1 evolution is Sinistra, and it has it. So there's 2 Pokemon. Shuppet has it, so there's 3. Banette has it, so there's 4. And the reason I bring that up is there more? I'm looking. So there's 4 Pokemon that have this ability. It's like United Wings, except it doesn't scale. So one of the first attacks that you have is Sinistra. If you have 6 or more Pokemon in your discard with the Ghost Veil ability, place 4 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so 6 isn't that hard. A Brilliant Blender. There's a new trainer named Gwen. Gwen allows you to discard up to 2 Pokemon or 2 cards?
2 Pokemon.
Up to 2 Pokemon, and you draw 3 for each Pokemon that you discarded this way. So you draw 6, discard 2. So, you could Pokepad, you could whatever, Ultra Ball to get the cards in your hand, and then you get rid of them with Gwen or Ultra Ball. So 6 isn't that hard to get to. The thing here, too, Poltergeist and Sinistra, they're grass. So if you wanted to, you could tree them. Right? Not Grand Tree, but the other tree.
Yeah.
So you got the Shuppet. Then Banette, 80 damage. You may search your deck for any card and put it in your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck. That's a 1 Psychic attack that does 80. Reminder, Psychic is relatively healthy in the current environment because Lucario are weak to Psychic, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So that's beneficial. Stage or turn 2, you're attacking for 1 energy for 160 for weakness. Okay, here's why I brought up the fact that there's 4 Pokemon with this ability. Spiritomb for 1 is a basic, and for 1 Psychic. If you have 13 or more Pokemon in your discard with the Ghost Veil ability, choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon and quadruple the number of damage counters on each of them.
Yeah.
So you can see the ingenuity and fun behind doing multiple 4 damage counter type attacks, so that your opponent has 8 or 12, and then you quadruple and you do 480 damage or 360 damage with the intent here of basically knocking out Megas. Right?
Yeah. So if you can snipe 2 Megas, you win the game.
Yep.
The challenge is your opponent doesn't have to play Megas. And if they recognize what your strategy is, they just don't bench any Megas. Now, if you keep little guys, though, and you start stacking 40 damage on all of them.
I was just going to say, you do 40 damage counters twice, and someone's not evolving to a Dragapult or playing a bigger Pokemon, you put yourself in an environment where you're going to have a board wipe turn 3 or turn 4.
Yeah.
Which is also a win condition. So there's a lot. You could Frostlass in this and have a Mega just as a counter in the back, a Mega Frostlass. I mean, there's some things here that make it fun from an environment. I don't have any problem with Raging Bolt. I don't have any issue with Raging Bolt. I
love Raging Bolt.
I don't have any issue with just decks that their plan and strategy is attach energy, murder. Attach energy, murder. No bosses, right? It's like just a 4 of everything deck, and it's just very straightforward. You just kill stuff. This is the opposite of that. This is a lot of thinking and
slow burn. This feels Lost Boxy to me.
Yeah, it feels like someone could figure something out here, this is like when people watch it, this would be skill expression.
Yeah.
As opposed to, once again, hey, I'm going to put Area 0 down. I'm going to put 8 big basics down with a Precious Trolley.
Yeah, it's not a brain off deck, as we like to say.
And a Cyrano, and then I'm going to Terapagos you for 300 on turn 3 or whatever, right? I'm going to Raging Bolt for, I got 20 energies in my deck, so I'm going to Raging Bolt for 70 times 14.
Yeah.
Right? Because I got them all out. Or as I'm playing, I'm just going to keep Teal dancing, and I got a Teal Mask over here with 11 energies on it. It's not that.
Yeah.
And not that there's anything wrong with that. That's fine. Skill expression was very obvious and prevalent in the Gardevoir.
It still is with Dragapult.
And Dragapult, there's quite a bit. And Pokemon's done a good job of rock, paper, scissors methodology of counters and strengths and weaknesses. And so this doesn't feel completely overpowered, but it does give an opportunity. Now, one thing, there is no hitting for weakness with damage counters.
Right.
If your ability deals damage counters, it doesn't, like Alakazam can't hit for weakness.
But I don't think it's
not that big of a deal.
It's not your strategy. You want the slow burn because you're trying to board wipe. You're not trying to take out one at a time.
Yeah.
So you want the build up.
This is very reminiscent of, oh gosh, this is how big of a nerd I am and how old I am. This is very reminiscent of playing a Warlock in World of Warcraft, where you would run up against a group of 12 or 15 mobs, and you would put damage over time on each one of them, and then you would kind of run around a little bit until they all died. That's exactly what this is. This is like, I'm going to kill your entire board, and you're going to see it coming because it's a one turn. It is the Spiritomb with 1 energy, and then everything dies. And you as the opponent, you can't do anything about it.
And after knockouts and Gwens and Pokeballs, I don't think it's going to be as big of a challenge to get to 13 as most people think it is. I mean, you used to run Lost Box and get 10 things in the Lost Zone. When you have the support to be able to do it, it's not that difficult.
But 13 means that you have all. I was just doing this before. You have all your Poltergeists, you have all your Sinistras, right? So that's 8. You got all your Shuppets, and you got all your Banets. So I mean, that's 16 Pokemon. You still need to run Spiritomb, and 17 Pokemon. That's not. That's a lot. You're probably going to put yourself in a spot where you're playing 20 to 22 Pokemon, which is fine.
My favorite part of the deck is the Delmice. As an early attacker for 1 energy, all you need is 4 of these guys in the discard. You're hitting for 170. So
it will do weakness.
Yeah.
So that's 340. What is Mega Lucario's HP? It's 340.
Yeah.
That math is good.
Yeah. So the Gwyn. Let's talk about the Gwyn before we move to Chandelure because it's kind of buys into the Veilguard issue. Yeah. So Gwyn is a new supporter that's basically research without discarding your hand. Yeah. You discard 2 Pokemon up to 2 Pokemon from your hand, and you draw 3 cards.
Excluding rule box.
Excluding rule box.
So they got to be.
So they got to be
non-rule box. So if you can grab it out of your deck with Pokepad, you can discard it for Gwyn.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing.
So essentially, you draw 6 cards.
Yep. For discarding a Monkey Dory or whatever.
Alakazam.
Oh yeah. Huge.
Alakazam's going to be running 4 of those, you think?
Yeah, like they need more draw power. Marshadow and Mega Chandelure are somewhat related. Marshadow is 30x damage. This attack does 30 damage times the number of energy colorless in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. And then Mega Chandelure does for 2 Psychics, 130 plus damage. This attack does 50 more damage for each colorless in your opponent's active Pokemon retreat. So sometimes when you get them metal big boys out, sometimes when you get out like a Kangaskhan, it's got 3. The problem is...
Talk about Chandelure's ability, though, because it ties into that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Chandelure's ability is your opponent's active Pokemon retreat cost is 1 more.
Yeah.
So
the Chandelure doesn't have to be in the active. It's if it's on your bench.
Correct. And so then if it moves to the active, then you get to do 50 times the amount. So part of why this isn't very exciting in the current environment is Latias EX exists. Yep. And unlike Surfing Board,
Rescue Board,
and
Air
Balloon. Those simply just say your retreat cost is -1 for Rescue Board and -2 for Air Balloon, right?
If Latias sets you to 0, nothing can increase you.
Correct.
Because Latias caps you at 0.
Yeah, so Latias's ability reads your basic Pokemon have no retreat cost.
Yeah.
And so if you were playing a Mega Starmie and Chandelure's on the bench, my retreat cost for the Starmie is now 3. So with the Air Balloon attached, I'd still have to discard 1. I'd have to discard an energy to retreat it, right? And it has a retreat cost of 1. Okay? If it's a basic like Mega Darkrai, and you have all these modifiers, you put a Gravity Stone on Chandelure, which increases your opponent's retreat cost +1. You have the ability +1, and Mega Darkrai is, I'm assuming it's 1. No, its retreat cost is 2. So if you put a Gravity Gemstone, which I think is still in rotation. Not sure. Yeah, Gravity Gemstone, and then the Chandelure on a Mega Darkrai, it would have a retreat of 4. But as soon as the Latias comes in play, that retreat cost is 0. Doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters because you can't go plus or minus a null value.
An Air Balloon or Rescue Board on your Starmie.
Yeah.
minusing 2 or minusing 1.
It means you do.
It still lowers the damage done to it as well. Yeah. It's not like the retreat cost stays the same.
Correct.
It's just like a veil that says he has 2 less. Like it literally it lowers it by 2, so you only do 50 damage plus to the with the Chandelure.
I don't want to get too crazy here, but with these reveals that they've shown and how some of it, I mean, this already exists. This card already exists. I feel like they're leaning into at some point, maybe after Worlds, giving us a card that just knocks out abilities.
Path to the peak, man. Give me back my path to the peak.
It's coming.
Darkrai, path to the peak. Yeah. Give it to me. I want it all.
I think it's coming.
You know what's coming is some BS control deck that someone, because this thing doesn't have to be in the active.
Yeah.
Someone's going to just run this on their bench,
just
do retreat lock, Gravity Gemstone they're active, with this on their bench, and it's going to be Snorlax, Blocklax all over.
And it's going to hurt, not that retreat is a main part of like Dragapult or Lucario or any of those big decks that aren't basics. You'll just run a switch is what you'll run.
You'll have to, or Petra.
Yeah, something like that. So anyway, it's interesting though. Like it's just more tools in the toolbox.
It's fun, man. It all sounds fun. I'm excited. It's new.
That's the main part. Is it's fun.
Yeah.
It makes you have to think differently. We did just have a regional in LA, and a little less than 1 in 3 of every deck that was there was Dragapult. And so that's reminiscent of Lugia back from
UV
Silver
Max.
Tempest, where it hit 41% at a regional. Lugia did. And so, yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants an environment where everybody's doing the same exact thing. You want it to be a spread. And I don't think when we were in it, we recognized it. I think some people who have been around the game long enough have quickly recognized that the last rotation, even though it was Gardevoir heavy everywhere, Gardevoir was never in a 30 plus or 35% amount of decks. When it hit plus 20% between the difference between, straight Gardevoir and Jellicent or Frillish Gardevoir, I remember thinking, gosh, that's a lot, 1 in 5. We're 1 in 3, which means that a regional, you're going to play like 8 rounds in the first day, whether you go on to phase 2 or not. And so that means you're playing 3 stinking Dragapults, and you may play 5. And so that, variety is the spice of life, right? And so this allows for some of that. It allows for some people to get behind it, just like they did with Alakazam and Festival Lead, and even Tord coming out with Absolbox, right? There's just some different stuff to be able to pull off here.
And I get it, like Dragapults, BDIF. Why do you not want to play the BDIF when you go to a regional? And I understand that. And yeah, part of me is like, it's just boring and whatever. But I also understand that, like, you're trying to win a lot of money to win a regional. You're going to go play what everybody knows is good. And this, to me, though, feels like we're shifting gears. Yeah. And we're going to start seeing some really cool stuff come down the pathway.
And once again, we got like 10 months left of Dragapult, so embrace it, right? And and maybe Dragonite will come out. Maybe something else will be there. Maybe we'll get a Gyarados deck. Who knows, right? Like, it's
I've been
fun.
pushing the Dragonite, Mega Dragonite on Krause the last couple of days.
Yeah,
He's just shutting me down like he always does. I'm a peacock, Captain. You got to let me fly.
My dad used to have a hat that said, "It's hard to fly like an eagle when you work with a bunch of turkeys."
All right, what time is it?
Oh, buddy, let me look. Let's see here. It is approximately Tinker time!
Let's go. Okay, so for today, I have a segment that I kind of sniped it off of somebody else's podcast. I'm just gonna be honest today and give credit where it's due. You know Markiplier?
Yeah.
So they did this on Distractable. It's called Nah, I'd Win.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
And you get 2 Pokemon.
Okay.
To help you get through this scenario.
Okay.
So all this is, there's no like points or anything. There's no way to win or lose really.
Yep.
You just have to explain your way out of this.
Got it.
And after everything you explain, I'm going to roll a die. Okay? Now, if I get a 1 or a 2, things went horribly wrong for you in how you explained it.
Okay.
If I get a 3 or a 4, they went passable.
Okay.
And a 5 or a 6 is you crushed it, you move on, right?
Okay.
So, to start this off, what 2 Pokemon are you taking with you on this adventure?
Man, just 2?
2. Think versatility, brother. You need something that you can use in any scenario.
Yeah, Giratina is always there. Ghost type and Dragon. So Ghost can't get hit.
No, hold on, I'm capping it. No legendaries. We have to make a change. You're just going to throw everything in the distortion world, and it's not going to be the fun.
Okay, so then no legendaries. Then it's Garchomp.
Okay.
Dragon Ground? Dragon.
Use Dragon Ground.
Yeah, because I use Dig a lot. So that first
Okay.
attack misses.
Yeah, no, that's smart.
Yeah, okay. Are we talking like video game? Are we talking like
Uh,
card game? Are we talking like
it'll be video game. Like, imagine you're like in a real life scenario.
okay, real life scenario. I think I gotta go with Riolu. I think.
Riolu or Lucario?
I guess I would want Lucario. Yeah, so he's fighting steel, and I've got ground and dragon. Okay, yeah, let's do those 2. Let's see what I can accomplish.
And it was at this moment, chat, that he realized he messed up.
Okay.
You're on an island in the middle of the ocean.
Okay.
All right, it's a fairly big island, very large, but within this island are also little lakes and things. Your goal is to get from the port that you're at, where all of the ships just burned down due to a malfunctioning generator, to the other side of the island, where there's another port where the boats are that get you out of here. Now, you obviously don't have any water Pokemon to just surf you off this island.
Correct.
So you've got to get over there and get through all the scenarios. We'll say there's like maybe 2 or 3. We'll see how much time we have. Okay. All right, so you're walking down the path, getting ready to go through the jungle that gets you to the first lagoon, right?
Okay.
50 Pissimian
Okay.
up in the trees of all various sizes, big, small, whatever. You can't tell if they're mad, you can't tell if they're angry, but they're definitely eyeing you, trying to figure out, okay, what's this guy doing walking through my jungle with his Garchomp and his Lucario, okay? What's your first move?
Well, I put the Lucario in the Pokeball.
Okay, so we're hiding the Pokemon.
Hiding him. And if I have spent any time foraging, I'm dropping whatever berries I have from my inventory on the ground in the moment, right?
So distraction technique.
And then I'm telling Garchomp to fly, and we flying the heck out of there. I'm flying, big dog.
All right, so you're dropping berries and flying.
I'm dropping berries and flying with Garchomp. And let's just make an assumption that I can't fly all the way over there. That's cheating, right? Yeah. So we're just we're jumping out of the 50 Pissimian. It's like one gorilla versus 100 men. Is one trainer versus 50 Pissimian. I am not attacking. I'm not attacking.
We are doing a flight or fight.
Because even though Garchomp has a significant amount of stats, and Lucario is fast, there's no good way to attack first against 50 attackers. Even if half of them come in for the second attack because they're just watching, like that's not going to work out very well.
All right, let's roll for you. Or actually, you know what?
You want me to roll?
You roll.
All right.
See how you did.
Uh-oh.
You got a 2.
I got a 2. It didn't go well.
All right, so we got a 2. So we're flying away from the Pissimian. Garchomp notices that the Pissimian are not going for the berries. They do not care. They're just pissed off that you're in their territory. And Garchomp looks back to see what's going on, and as he looks forward to fly, he hits a tree.
He's not the brightest Pokemon.
So you and Garchomp hit a tree. You break the tree in half. It knocks down all the trees around you.
Okay.
Because this is a disaster scenario here.
Yes.
You rolled a 2. So all the trees around you create a barricade.
Okay.
But that in turn walls off
The Pissimians.
we'll say about 35 Pissimian.
Okay.
So you've got 15 Pissimian in this now barricaded circle with you and your Garchomp that just hit a tree.
Yeah.
And you fell off of, and you're not damaged. I won't break your leg or anything, but you also fell with the Garchomp, so you're kind of not feeling great. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your next move? Garchomp's a little wounded here. We're gonna give him like 75% health.
I'm gonna hit him with the status condition because he's probably confused and dazed also running into a tree. So I'm probably hit him with an elixir, right? That heals full HP and clears any status condition. Assuming he's gonna. So yeah, that's what my move is. That's what my move is. Is a recovery. Okay. Let's see how this goes. 6.
Hey! Dude, Garchomp feels like $1 million. He suddenly just gets all this adrenaline going, and he is ready to just murder somebody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's feeling like $1 million. He's not confused at all anymore. He turns around, he sees these 15 Pissimian, and he's just like, bro, just bring it on. Pissimian aren't stupid. They recognize this, right? Yeah. So the Pissimian are like, okay, well, I don't want a piece of this Garchomp, right? So we'll say 10 of them just go, nope. And they nope it out of there. And they climb over the barricade all monkey style and get out. So you got 5 Pissimian left fighting your Garchomp. What's your next move? You've had
five Pissimian.
You have 5 Pissimian left.
And Garchomp is like
Garchomp's thrilled. Ready to go.
He's
and you still have Lucario in your back.
Yeah. So Garchomp just casts Earthquake.
3, passable. All right, so Garchomp casts Earthquake. It's not crazy effective, but you knock out all the Pissimian, and you're able to get out of there. He starts, I'm assuming, cutting through the barricade.
Yeah.
Right, and you guys get through the barricade. So you keep walking, and you're out of that jam.
Okay,
well
got
done,
out of the
sir.
jam.
Well done.
All right, nice.
Next up,
I level up.
Level up. So next up, you're walking along. Your next stop is the lagoon. Okay. All right. So this lagoon it's very thick brush all around the lagoon. The only way to get across it is to cross the actual lagoon. You can't just like walk around this lagoon.
But it's walkable.
It is walkable. There is. Imagine what's that path on Kanto where you go up by Lavender Town and there's like all the walkways. So you're walking up these things. You run into a fisherman, right? Okay. He's sitting there chilling, and he looks like an older gentleman. Looks like he could probably take him on. Yeah. So you're assuming he's probably not a problem. He's gonna let you pass. He looks at you. He's pissed. You're on his dock. He wants to come at you, bro. Yeah. So he gets ready to pull a Pokeball out and throw it to you, and then out of nowhere, this Gyarados comes up out of the water and just smashes this dude through the dock.
Okay.
Breaks the dock in half. So you've now got a gap between
me and the
you and the
Gyarados.
other side of the dock, and
Yeah.
the Gyarados is blocking your path. What's your move, brother?
So every time.
First of all, the first thing you do is you give Gyarados an SIR.
Yeah, right. What is the attack that takes the opposing Pokemon and takes it to 1 HP? You know what I'm talking about? It's what you use when you're catching everything. False swipe.
False swipe, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I should have communicated that at the beginning. All of every single Garchomp that I have in my inventory in the game, I'll have false swipe.
No, you're fine. You get any moves
Okay,
that
any
the
move.
because this is not like there's no
Yep.
4 limit. Like
Okay.
you just any move they
So
can have. You.
Garchomp's got false swipe. So
Cool.
the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig. So
You're gonna dig into the dock?
well, yeah, I'm gonna use the dig attack.
Okay.
So that whatever Gyarados does on turn 1, I miss. It misses me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
keep in mind you are on a dock.
that's
over the
fine.
water.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, dig still works.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe.
6.
Yeah.
So somehow Garchomp decides, like he's able to dig through the dock just barely enough that he doesn't go under the dock.
Bro, he goes all the way through the water down to the ground.
Oh, you're going into the water?
Yeah, all the way
after
to
you
the ground.
Submerges into the water where the
Yep.
Gyarados is.
Yep, and then the Gyarados attacks and misses.
Okay.
Because the Gyarados is a fool.
So Gyarados attacks, misses.
And then Garchomp does a rising dragon punch up out of the ground because it's a Street Fighter crossover, and uppercuts Gyarados right in the jaw. And is that a critical attack?
That's a critical. That Gyarados is dead
It's dead. Well, that sucks.
or knocked out. It's a bummer because you could have false swiped it, rolled a 6, and hit
I
it
could
to
have,
1.
but I wasn't sure about the speed stat. and
Yeah.
So I didn't want to take any
I wasn't
damage.
gonna go that in depth. I'm not gonna lie.
So, okay.
So yeah, okay. Well, that one was easy. You just
Yeah.
took care of that Gyarados. That
Yeah,
just,
Gyarados gone.
do you want to put the RIP stone up for the old man at all or anything? Because you got cooked.
I'll take the fishing pole
Okay.
from him, and I will keep the fishing pole in my inventory. I'll basically steal it from
I
him.
will, having a heads up motivated or a heads up initiative there to grab the fishing pole. I will allow you if you want to roll for one fishing adventure before you
One
leave this
fishing
area.
adventure.
6.
Let's go.
All right, so you cast your pole out that you just
Yep.
got from this old man, and before you can even cast it, you realize it's already in the water.
Yeah.
And there's something on the hook.
Yeah.
And so you start reeling, right?
Yeah.
And as you're reeling it in, you pull out a Dratini
Okay.
out of the water.
Yeah.
Dratini kind of looks at you. You toss a little Pokeball at it like this, and it just bang, instant
Got it.
catch, crit
Okay.
caught. You got a Dratini. Bro.
Nice. I got a Dratini. Let's go.
Now you got some rare candies in your pocket.
Dude, we going all the way to Dragonite immediately.
I will give you a roll
Yeah, to see
see if you can make it to Dragonite.
Does it just become
Oh my God, this guy! This is
Me and
loaded
Andrew
guy.
Hedrick,
What's
baby.
going on with this thing? All right, another 6. So you have just enough rare candy to give yourself a Dragonite.
Yeah.
So you now have a Dragonite, Lucario, and a Garchomp.
Yeah.
So Garchomp flies you over the gap in the dock. You keep
Yep.
walking. You're through the gap, and you come to this big facility that's the last thing that stands between you and the boats that are trying to get you off this island and to wherever it is that your adventure's trying to take you.
Okay.
So, as you're walking through the facility, there are guards everywhere. This is obviously a private area, and you're not allowed to trespass. The dock itself is a private area. You cannot just take a boat, but you have to because they're not just going to give you one, and you don't have any money.
Yep.
Old man that got wrecked by Gyarados had no money. He had a fishing pole, and that was it.
Yeah.
So, what's your strat, man? How you getting through the facility, to the dock, and to your boat?
Question: does the facility still have to be standing for me to get to the boat?
Not if you roll 6.
Yeah. So, I am doing a brand new thing. So I am having a triple team up.
So everybody's out. Dragonite,
Everybody's
Lucario.
out. Dragonite's going to do some form of Draco Meteor,
Okay.
right? Meanwhile, Garchomp is going to do some level of Earthquake, right? And Lucario is just going to go like super ninja-esque style and just do close combat all
Just like
over.
Naruto run.
Yeah,
from
just go to one close combat and go to the next one, and then go to the next one, right? As fast as possible.
Let's roll.
My attempt here is not to hurt any humans, but I am going to level all the buildings.
I will give you the option to roll once for all 3 or roll individually for each one.
Let's roll individually for each
Okay.
one.
So who's this for?
This is for Garchomp.
Okay, so Garchomp gets a 6. That die is loaded. So Garchomp starts earthquaking, and the buildings immediately start coming down.
Yep.
They're coming down as your next guy goes.
Yep. So this is Dragonite. He's going to do Draco Meteor. 4.
4, okay. So meteors, you see them in the sky start to come down, but they're very dispersed.
Yeah.
So they're not all going to hit where you want them to, as Draco Meteor usually does.
Yep.
Like misses half the time.
Yeah, right. Or it catches Lucario in the ear.
Now don't get a 2 here because one of those meteors may just come down and wreck.
Here we go. Lucario, you know.
Naruto run.
Yeah, exactly.
Ninja spitter. Oh,
1!
Okay, so here's a scenario. Let me paint a picture for you, brother.
I'm ready.
Earthquake is shaking everything. Buildings are falling down.
Yeah.
Lucario's like already mad sprinting through there trying
Yeah.
to Naruto run, and he starts seeing these buildings coming down, and he's just kind of wide-eyed like, oh, I think I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time here. So he starts trying to zigzag past these buildings. As he's doing that, he hears this loud screeching noise from above as these meteors are coming down, and they start just pummeling all around this Lucario, as well as the buildings, hitting everything. Some of them are hitting in the jungle. They're just kind of going everywhere, but they're getting the job done that Dragonite wants done, just not for Lucario's sake. So as Lucario's running and dodging all these buildings, one of the meteors comes crashing down, hits a building. It lands on Lucario. As it lands on Lucario and he's struggling to unpin himself, a meteor again falls and hits Lucario again as he's pinned by the tower. And as he's just getting pummeled by meteor after meteor, the whole ground's shaking still from this earthquake,
Yeah.
and he's just completely discombobulated. He has no idea what's happening at this point. It's to the point almost where you don't know where he is anymore because he's so buried under rubble
Yeah.
and everything else. So your Lucario's gone. You don't get it back.
I don't get it back.
He's
even
gone.
though-
He's
yeah,
lost
he doesn't
in
come
the
back
sauce.
to the Pokeball.
He's just, yeah.
Sayonara, big
toast.
dog.
That's what a
Appreciate
1
you.
gets you, man.
Okay.
So you still got your Dragonite, you still got your Garchomp. Lucario's gone. Everybody in the facility itself is just mad panic. It's mass panic everywhere. They're running. They're dispersing. They don't even care about their jobs anymore. They just want out, and they're just trying to get away. So this gives you a clean line to the boat.
Yep.
The boat needs a key.
Oh, needs a key. I gotta go find a key.
So, what's your plan to find this key as quick as possible before reinforcements arrive at the facility?
Man,
You've got a Garchomp, you've got a Dragonite, and you've got you.
I think that I eject from that plan and I just figure out how to. I mean, like, Dragonite can fly around the globe in 16 hours. So I think we are just attempting to leave via tiny little angel cherub wings on the back of a Dragonite.
Delivery style.
Yeah, special delivery Dragonite, and we just GTFOing is what we doing. All right, here we
Have that
go.
roll.
6.
And of course, it's
Let's
just
go.
Congratulations. You made it off the
I
island.
escaped the island of Dr. Jackson.
Yeah, I've never. You know what you need to do is bring 4 crushing hammers to Indy. You need to bring all the coin flip games that you need and just roll heads every time because I've never seen so many 6s in my life. But that's nah, I'd win, Krause. Say it.
What's that?
Nah, I'd win.
Nah, I'd win.
Yeah. There you go. All right, guys, that's it. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a great week.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
See you later.
Yep.